No experience of the Greek table is complete without a visit to Crete. Here on Greece's largest island, researchers first identified the healthful way of eating now known as the Mediterranean diet. In the years following World War II, a medical team from the Rockefeller Foundation was surprised to find that Cretans were far healthier than Americans. A close look at the Cretan diet revealed a regime that included little meat and no milk or sugar, but plenty of grains and pulses, greens and nuts, olive oil and honey, and a moderate amount of wine and raki. Unwittingly, the researchers had stumbled upon the outlines of the now famous Mediterranean diet. Cretan cooking draws on the enormous resources of this fertile island. Crete produces more olive oil than any other Greek region. Its mountains boast more edible plants than anywhere else in Europe. It has an ancient cheese-making tradition, while its gentle climate nurtures a wide range of fruits and vegetables. Underpinning the Cretan approach to food is an insistence on absolute freshness and simplicity. In this brief look at the Cretan way of cooking and eating, you'll be struck by the ubiquitous presence of leafy greens and other vegetables, the lavish use of olive oil, the reliance on fresh and dried herbs, and perhaps most important to the Cretan longevity, the open-hearted generosity and hospitality that accompanies meals here. For an overview of Cretan ingredients, we take a tour of the Saturday farmers market in Hania with restaurant owner Babi Mastoridis. Here we see products from local farms, but also fruits and vegetables from other parts of the island, and from as far away as Macedonia. The market is also well supplied with wild greens, including ascolibri, a kind of thistle whose roots and tips are highly prized, and bitter stamnagathi, not too different from our arugula, which is eaten both raw and cooked. At the next stand, we see the plump yellow quinces called kidonia, foot-long runner beans, pumpkin for filling savory pies, tiny olives, zucchini flowers picked early in the morning, which Cretans like to stuff, Greek celery, thinner and more pungent than American celery, grapes and vine leaves for stuffing, summer greens such as vlita, amaranth, and styphnos, sea salt, pots of small-leafed basil, and the most popular dried herbs, oregano, sage, and dictamo, gathered wild from the mountains. Sage and dictamo, which grows only on Crete, are used more for teas than in cooking. Snails, only €5 a bag, avocados, and small bananas. In Hania's central market, Bobby shows Steve the catch of the day, which includes Pinocchio fish and lutza, or Mediterranean barracuda. He introduces Steve to Stamatis, whose family has been running one of the market's tavernas for 3 generations, and points out traditional dishes like lamb stomach and egg lemon sauce and lamb's head roasted on a spit. At the cheese stall, Yanis, the merchant, rattles off names as fast as an auctioneer. Most of his inventory is made by his brothers from sheep's milk. The options range from aged gravieras to fresh mizithra, ricotta-like anthotiro, and fresh malaka for filling pies. At an herb shop behind the market, Vaia shows off the great variety of Cretan herbs, used both in cooking and in teas for their therapeutic value.
This is herb we call dictamo. They have in the very high mountains and also in the gorges. And the people sometimes they want to climb to pick this. And they use for tea. And they have a lot of
medicinal,
medicinal
purposes. And,
sure,
and you had said before that it's used for all the health ailments. So it's like this is the best of all of them.
Yeah.
This is the best of all.
If you drink this,
Yes.
you can almost fix everything.
Yes,
Yes.
you're right.
Because this herb tonify all the body, and for this is for everything.
And this only grows in Crete, right?
Only Crete.
Yeah.
Yes.